Juan over at Bay Brothers Automotive in Tampa, coming to you to talk to you about a 2015 Subaru Outback that we're having some interesting issues, and I wanted to show you some quick diagnostics to figure things out without using a bunch of complicated tools. This one you can actually figure out by using your brain and determining certain issues. So the issue with this vehicle is that when you turn the key off, the accessories still stay on, the radio and the clock, causing a battery draw, and the car will die and will not start the next day. So to figure this one out, we just need to get into the car and take a look at this circuit and see how it works. In the vehicle, you can see now that the radio is on, the AC control head for the clock is on, but the key is out of the ignition. We do not have the accessories or anything turned on, but apparently they're staying on. So this could lead us to a few different things. One of them would be the ignition switch is still in the accessory position. The accessory relay could be stuck on, all applying power to keep these things on. So what we really need to do is take a look at a schematic and see how these are powered up and where to attack this problem. So let's get to that. All right, so taking a look at the schematic, we can see here the accessory relay, one of them, and this one provides the power going to the audio unit and also our AC control, which is where that clock is staying on. So somehow we're having power on this circuit, keeping our components alive. Now, whether this problem is caused by an ignition switch grounding this relay, or there's power coming in from a different source to light this up, that's what we're going to determine. So first things first, we're going to disconnect the accessory relay to eliminate the ignition switch and any other power coming from above to this circuitry. So here in the fuse panel box, above the fuse panels, there's the accessory relay, which is all the way to the right. We're going to remove that relay and test to see if our accessories are still on. So we'll start here. Okay guys, so we have the relay removed, and now we're taking a look, and we can still see everything is still lit up. So now we got to see where our power is coming from. So let's get back to our schematic. All right guys, so we have the accessory relay disconnected here, so that means no power is able to get this way through the circuit. So the next thing we got to do is try to determine where that power is coming from. And an easy way on this circuit is to actually remove one of these fuses one at a time. The first fuse that we're going to remove is going to be fuse number 9, and that should control that clock function. If we pull this fuse and the clock function goes out, then we know that our power is not coming from this side of the control. So let's start with that. All right guys, so we have the fuse number 9 pulled, and we take a look and we can actually see that our clock is now not working. Our radio is still lit up, but the clock is off. So now we need to determine if the power is coming from the other side. So let's get back to that schematic and take a peek. All right guys, back again at the schematic, and here we can see the next fuse that we need to pull is fuse number 4. So we pulled fuse number 4 to see if power will go away from these circuits here, or the audio unit. So if this fuse is pulled, that would, and the power goes out, that would mean our short is somewhere up here. If we pull this fuse and we still have power here, that means something here is backfeeding power up through our circuit. So let's give that a whirl. Hi guys, we're back again here taking a look. We did pull that fuse number 4, the 15 amp fuse out, and we're still having power on our radio and on our control head. So that would mean that something is backfeeding power on that circuit before the fuses. So the next step is to take a look at the schematic, and what I like to do is find most probable culprits, things that tend to fail that may cause issues. So let's take a look at the schematic and see what we got. All right guys, so after this fuse here, we have to be getting backfed power on this circuit here. So what we have is the actual radio itself, the auxiliary input terminal, and then the audio amplifier. The auxiliary input is in the center console. So we'll take a look at that first since it's easy to get to. We're going to kind of ignore the radio right now since that's always on. And after that, we'll take a look at the audio amplifier, which sits underneath the passenger seat. So let's go take a look at these two culprits. Okay guys, so taking a look here, you can see the auxiliary input. You can see nothing's plugged in there, so we're going to kind of ignore that one for now. There may be a short behind it or what, but let's just take another peek at the amplifier and see if we have an issue there, since we don't see anything obvious here. Again, taking a look, and I moved the passenger seat all the way back, and wouldn't you know, the auxiliary or accessory functions all stopped staying on. So our problem most likely is underneath here. Taking a quick visual, which is kind of hard, but you can see under here there's a can of off spray jammed up against the amplifier. So we're going to pull that out. And it looks like it's been leaking a little bit here. So let's take a look down at the where we were at, and oh, there we go. I think we found it. So you can see here, it looks like we got some corrosion or some melting on this wire. Let me unplug this wire from the amplifier. We'll pull it out a little bit and get a better look at what we're dealing with. Oh, okay guys, well it looks like we definitely found our issue. Wiring here is melted together, and it looks like that off spray somehow helped to goopify these wiring. So we are going to definitely have to come back with some sort of repair to get these wires repaired correctly and they don't short. So we will get this taken care of and come back with a video showing the repaired wiring. Okay guys, back in the car, we fixed our wiring harness that was all goopified with off spray. So we did a little bit of cleaning, some heat shrink tubing, electrical tape, got it nice and cleaned up so everything was working properly, or it should be. So now's the moment of truth. Let's take a look. We're going to turn the key off and hopefully everything shuts off. There we go. Everything is off. We're looking good. When working on this particular car, we were actually able to get away without using any real diagnostic tools. The only thing was an electrical schematic. So we put our brains to it, identified problem areas on the schematic, divided the schematic, and conquered. And we came to our repair rather quickly. So just remember, you don't need thousands or millions of dollars of tools. Some education will go a very long ways in this industry. Just pay attention. And right now I'm happy, the car is happy, and hopefully we have a happy customer. I'll catch you next time.